Welcome to Ultimate Game State. So in a recent video, I did talk about playing um, a solo variant using these Underworlds boards, and we're going to try one out today. We're going to try that mission one. So what I've done is I've picked out a 500 point warband. So this is the Castlelight hosts. We've got the Free Guild Marshal. We've got the Alchemite Warforger over the right. Then we've got a Sergeant Arms and two Steel Helm guys, two fighters. So this is probably a little bit larger than I would normally have gone with for this particular format. I think four is probably the sweet spot. Those two Free Guild soldiers are Steel Helms are a little bit maybe squishy. We'll see how they play out in this particular case. There are a bundle of abilities. Most of them aren't particularly relevant, I have to admit. So we are gonna see. So yeah, that particular marshal, I'm gonna be playing with the heirloom weapon. I know he's got a shield, but we're just gonna play him with the heirloom weapon. So his special ability is a double, which will give anyone within 6 inches a +1 attack. So we're gonna try to leverage that a lot. It is a double. So a 6 inch based on hexes is going to be 3 hexes out. So that's actually quite considerable. It is getting a slight bonus because it would normally be from his base size, but we're fine with that. It's kind of flexible how people move around. If you've looked at the pack, you might have an idea of what's going on. If you haven't, so on either end, there are kind of three spots. So yeah, the three full hexes touching the corner, and the same on the other side. And we're randomly assigning rats to one of these six. So either the three over here or the three down the far end. Now, what's happened in this particular case, I've randomly assigned these, but we ended up with two getting assigned to this one. So we just put it in the nearest one we can. What we need to do is we need to kill our way through these and survive. The Skaven, all they need to do is actually kill what we have on the board. If we manage to kill a Skaven will come back, and they're going to come back in this order. So the first four Skaven that get killed are going to get replaced by more clanrats. The fifth, though, is going to get replaced by this Skritch model. So this is, I'm quite happy with them, just recently painted up. In fact, all of these Skaven are very recently painted up, specifically for this. But here we are. He is actually going to be using the stats of Stormfiend, and he is my target. So I'm trying to kill this particular guy. So this team here are into the Skaven tunnels, for whatever reason. Maybe it's the under city under Shayesh, where they probably have to do a lot of killing, clearing out the undead. But Skaven is always an issue, and in this particular case, what they need to do is take out this big guy who has been causing trouble. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, so we've got our guys. It's 500 points exactly here. The Skaven Warband in total is going to be a lot chunkier. It probably comes to, I think it probably comes to over 1k at this stage. Um, they are not going to get to use the abilities though, so that should make things a little bit easier for us. We are going to be rolling. Ooh, did I pick up back? Yeah. We are going to be rolling these dice for our hero phase. So this is going to be how we do it. So we have 8 dice, which means we are going to get more abilities than we normally have. And then we're going to add 1 wild dice to go along with it. Wild dice are not going to carry over, because this is a game that probably is going to last well beyond the 4 turns. And we don't want a situation where we're just stacking up. So every turn there is 1 wild dice. If you don't use it, it's gone. So that's just something to keep in mind. Initiative is also going to change. Rather than the normal back and forth we get, we're going to keep things a little bit more interesting, and this is partially to keep things fresh for the player. We are going to put a token in for each one of the heroes. Now, I in the video I've done already. I did suggest that you use dice because we have lots of dice. Dice are everywhere. In this case, it's a little bit easier for me to use tokens. So I'm going to use these for 5 for the heroes. And then we're going to have there's always going to be 6 Skaven active. So these 6 are going to go in each turn. If a Skaven dies, we're going to leave their token in the bag, even if they haven't acted yet. and we'll be refreshing back up to 6. If we end up in a situation where a Skaven there's no one who can act, we just won't do anything with them. After we have acted with them, we'll give ourselves a little reminder by putting it down. Oh yeah, and then the tokens, they go into the bag. And then we end up drawing them out. Now this is roughly even. Things can change. So that first one, hero's going to get attacked first. And then we're going to see Skaven. And then you're going to get a hero. So it's a bit of back and forth. Skaven. I'm trying to get the example. No. It's being perfectly even for me, which is not what was intended. All right. But the point is, you can end up with strings. So you can end up with like a situation where you ended up with 2 heroes acting and then 3 enemies acting. So that'd be a situation where you'd have to kind of decide, do you want to push forward, and then all of a sudden that you're gonna have 3 of the Skaven acting all at once, which could be kind of lethal. So that's gonna try to keep things a bit fresh. That's gonna try to keep things a bit interesting. Anything else? Yeah, the activations for these guys is going to be relatively straightforward. If they can attack, they'll try go for kills. So they're more likely if they get to choose, they're more likely to go for those steel helms than they are for the marshal, because they're more likely to kill the steel helms. So it's just one of those things. Obviously, there are ways for me to position and to set up so they can avoid that. They aren't going to move directly into melee combat if they can avoid it. So those guys with the spears are able to attack out to here. So they're never going to step up beside. All of my guys are straight melee. They do not have reach, although the Alchemite Warforger does have a big proper range attack. Yeah, none of them rest. They're all of my guys. They're all 4 toughness, which means the Skaven rats at least are going to be attacking and hitting on 5 and 6s, and the Skaven have either 2 dice if they've got the spear, or they've got 3 dice if they've got daggers and swords. And yeah, the daggers and swords do 1-3, and then the spear does 1-4. So the spear's got less dice, but it's slightly more dangerous on critting. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to move this into position. Oh, I probably should talk about some of the abilities. Yeah, so the reaction's probably not going to matter, because for most of these guys, they are with toughness 4, they're going to be able to kind of shake off the strength 3. It's only once Skritch comes out that they'll actually need to buff toughness, worry about toughness. So that's one ability. The Grand Marshal does have an ability that I think I mentioned before, will buff, which will be super important. The Alchemite Warforger does a triple that increases the crit damage. That is kind of interesting. We probably won't use it though. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, I'm probably just going to focus on those 2 abilities. So we'll pump doubles into the Marshal to buff everybody else. Then we'll spend the rest of the dice just to either get quads, or get special attacks, or boost dice with like an onslaught or rampage, depending on what you get. Anyway, I think we're at the point where I just start clicking into it. Right, I'm gonna move this onto a tripod. So apologies for a quick second. Okay, and we've got the bag. We're going to shake it up. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to roll our wild dice and see what we get. Hopefully you can see that on screen. So that's a double 6, a double 5, and everything else is singles. We're going to take our... Yeah, we'll do another double. So I'm going to end up with a double 5, a double 4, and double 6. Doesn't really matter, but we just got a bunch of doubles. So it's going to help us out. Okay, so that is turn 1. Let's see who gets to activate first. All right, so it's going to be one of the heroes. Bit of a tricky one. What we might do is we might start off by activating our Alchemite. So the Alchemite does have a range of 7. So 7 would translate to 8. So those first 2 he cannot hit. And then so it's 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's able to hit in those 2 squares. Is that right? So yeah. So if he was to move, he can move 2 squares. He's still going to be out of range. So maybe not for the best. All right. So yeah, getting to draw out first is probably not great. So I think what we'll do is we'll actually take a wait action. We'll take a wait action with the Alchemite Warforger. Or no, wait, one of the guys. And now what we're going to do with that wait action is we're going to put this bag back in. We're going to put some token down so we remember that he has. Unfortunately, all my normal Warcry tokens are elsewhere, so I'm not able to do so. I don't have my normal ones, so we're going to have some weird ones. All right, so now we've got a Skaven. We've got a rat activating. So the Skaven all move 6, which means they're going to be able to move 3 squares each. And if they run, they're going to be able to double move. What we want to do here is we want to try play out as tactical as we can. So there's a bunch of different suggestions on how you can do it and how you can set things up. In this particular case, what we're probably best off doing is doing the double move. I'm going to do it with the Skaven with the rat, or with the spirit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So rather than moving the full 6, what he's after doing is he's after moving so he is within range during the next activation. They are still out of range. Arguably, could he have done it better with the Alchemite Warforger? Maybe. He is where it is. Okay, so we'll put the token down. He has now acted. We're just trying to play as smart as we can. We're not kind of, we don't really want to defeat ourselves, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step this up here. So that's 1, 2 as his move. That's his action. We're going to pop this double, which will then give everyone everyone visible to him a +1. So it isn't actually going to benefit him, unfortunately. But he should be chunky enough. So this is rousing speech. By other, so yes, other friendly. It doesn't say him, but other friendly. So I mean, it should capture most people. Now he gets to roll 3 dice, and he does 3s and 5s. So get some white dice here. Okay, so that didn't do much, but because he's got strength 5, that is going to do 3 damage. The clanrats do have 8 health in total. So I'm just going to mark that one there quickly. And then that's the turn. Yeah, that's the activation. So we'll pop out another one. What have we got? All right, another here to act. Yeah, let's be aggressive. Okay, so we're going to use another double. And we're just going to get an extra attack. So the normal Sergeant of Arms is going to be rolling 4 dice. And then he's getting a +1 for his commander, and then he's getting a +1 for spending the double. He does need 5s and 6s, I think. Yeah, because he's only strength 3. And he gets one crit, which is something, and the crit is for 3 damage. So we've got that up to 6. So this might take a while. Right, draw another back. Another token. Another white. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys can move 4 inches. And again, we are able to get another attack. We're not going to spend the double, do we? The 2 aggressive. So he's currently getting 3 dice and then an extra 1 off the marshal. He is looking for 5s and 6s, and he's looking to do one. Well, he's looking for 5, 6, and do 1, 3 damage. So we'll hope for 6. We got 5. Maybe we should have. We're gone for the extra dice. But we are where we are. All right. Now let's see what we get. All right. We have a Skaven. Now we want to play safe with Skaven, but if we can get a stab in, that's good. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they can double run up. That's actually not a bad option here, because in that case, the guy has already activated. Yeah, so let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's a double 5, scurry along. And right now, anyone coming over would have to come around this other side. So it gets them set up for the next turn. Okay. Oh, we're activating another hero. Interesting. I think what we're going to do in this case is we're going to finish the activation with the Alchemite Warforger. We still have a double, but the normal onslaught doesn't actually work for ranged attacks. This is a ranged attack. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is the range we can't. I haven't factored in any line of sight things. If there was blocking terrain, I think maybe that would be an issue. In this case, I think there's enough leeway. They are in melee though, so we can't do that because they're in melee. Oh no, that's terrible. Okay. Damn. Can we do anything with this guy? Well, he can move the 4 basically. Okay, so what we'll end up doing is we'll push him down. So we'll move. We won't do anything else. Curses, I forgot about melee. All right. Another hostile to act. So I think we are going to act this guy here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 feels like a nice safe spot. We're in actually the 2, so it's a dead zone for the Alchemite Warforger. It's another red. Yeah, we're going to try to keep away from over there. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10. So they have, it is actually quite dangerous, but they have activated already. And we need to get up and close and personal. We've got 1 white dice left in here. It's not there yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's the full run. Which comes out first? We're going to get the white dice first. So I think this guy's going to try push up with his buddies. Oh no, well, he can move and he can attack. So he's still within the 3, so he is still getting the extra bonus. They normally roll 3 dice. They're getting +1. There's still a double left. Yeah, let's just kill the rat. Okay, so we do need 5s and 6s because we are strength 3 and they're toughness 4. And we are doing 1 and 3 damage. So that's 3, that's 1, that's 1. So we've got done a total of 5 damage in this case. This one guy has done as much as all of the heroes. And then the last one to activate is going to be this rat down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can't get any further, can he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that ended turn 1. So we got some damage down. The heroes haven't taken anything, which is good. Ish. But this next turn, we've got a lot of rats all over the place. And, you know, maybe that steel helm over there could be in trouble. So I'm conscious that this isn't the most exciting. So let's take this over and have a quick look. So we can see we've got these 3 rats on top. We've got a big mess. I think that rat in the middle is going to die pretty fast. Then over here, we've got these 2 rats are going to be ganging up on this guy here. So no kills, turn 1. And then let's see. So we've taken all the tokens, put them in. We're going to try roll up some hero dice. So this is going to be eight hero dice. And let's see what we have. All right, so we do have a triple. Do we want triple? I'm not sure. We got a triple, and then the rest are all singles. So we are going to take our wild dice, and we're going to make a double six. Ooh, then here we are. So we've got a double six ready to go. So it is just a double and a triple, but it is something to work with at least. Now, the triples are actually quite handy for reprieve. So stepping away out of combat and healing up. They're one of the best ways of doing that. So what we might do is we might... This guy, if he survives, might desperately need it. So he would then have to withdraw, which would be just the 1 hex, because it's a 3-inch, which gets reduced down to 1 hex. And then spend it. But, you know, maybe that isn't great. Well, could also use the triple to boost the crit damage of someone because we're already in melee. If we double up those, so yeah, I think our Sergeant at Arms has a decent amount of he has a decent amount of attack dice, which is what we're looking for in this particular case, isn't it? Yeah, so Sergeant at Arms has 4. So if we were to boost his crit, it would go from 3 to 5 with triple, and then let the Free Guild Marshal spend his double to increase it. All right. We're not there yet. We have to see what we get first. Right, so the first activation goes to the heroes. Okay. Yeah, so I think we are going to activate the general. The Marshal. He's called the Marshal. So he's going to be rolling 3 dice, but he doesn't need 5s and 6s. He needs 3s. And, oh, I didn't say who was attacking, but we were going to obliterate this guy here. So just get him straight away out of the combat. And then we're going to try to do the same on the other guy. We still are doing some damage. So 3s do hit, and that will end up doing 6 damage. Now, if we're lucky, we'll be able to activate the Alchemite Warforger. And if we do so, then those are 2 rats who won't get activated. Alas. Now, because we can see that this rat is in real danger, he is going to activate first. He has a choice of 2 targets. He can either go for the Marshal or he can go for the Warforger. Because the Warforger has 18 health rather than the 20, he is going to go for the Warforger first. Now, again, no special abilities for these guys. We're looking for 5s and 6s. So he does a 5, so he does 1 damage. So we're going to get 1 damage onto our Alchemite Warforger. I am just going to be using these D8s. Again, my tokens are, let's say, in the other studio. So I do not have access to them. So this is interesting. This makes that target a little bit less likely. Ooh, but we get another one. Okay, so this is probably our next best option. He has taken wounds. He is in danger of dying. He probably is going to want to attack. Now, arguably, in this case, what you could do is you could withdraw him. So retreat him and then attack. But the way I've been playing this game is I'm just playing them super aggressive. If they can do damage, they can do damage. And then just don't overthink it. So in this case, the rat is just going to roll his 2 dice and hope he hits. So these 5s and 6s. 5s do 1 damage, a 6 would have done 4. So he's going to do 2 damage to this steel helm here. We'll meddle in again, see what we get. We're getting a white. What do we want? We've already activated. Yeah, okay. So we have activated our Marshal. He's got his double. What we're going to do is we're going to go with the plan. We're going to activate our Alchemite Warforger. So his ability, he pick a friendly fighter within 6 inches. So that's going to be 3 hexes. Again, good range. each crit from the next melee attack. So it's just the next one made by that fighter's battle round will get an extra 2 points per target. It's actually probably not great. But we are going to be rolling 5 dice with the Sergeant at Arms next time we get a chance. Now, we do have 2 actions. So, what can we do? I think the first action we're going to take is to try... Well, we can attack this one and try to kill it. I think that's what we're going to do. But it's also notable that 1, 2, we can't hit. 3, 4, 5, we can? No, we're just one off. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, which is non-range. 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can only hit those 2 hexes there. So that is just outside the range. Okay, so we're going to try attack here. It is going to be a melee attack, which is 3 dice, but we are going to get an extra dice because we are next to the marshal. So we are missing. Okay, and we'll do it again. We're trying to get that injured rat down, and we eventually take him out. Now, this is going to go off the board. There will be a refresh that is going to happen at some point. And when that happens, we'll be putting more fighters back on the board, and we will be returning the numbers out. So there's enough. Okay, activating with another Skaven. I think this guy's probably a good option. Not because... yeah, because there's an outside risk that the Steelhelm could attack him, could kill him. So you attack the Steelhelm, so that's going to be 1 hit for a 1, and then ooh. Okay, so it was not a spear. No, just a dagger. But that 1 was doing 1 damage, and then the crits are 3. So they've actually done 7 damage out of the 10 total. So that is pretty scary. Okay, so we're pulling out another red. Now, how aggressive do you want to get with that rat? In theory, what we could do is we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a single move because they actually are pretty fast. And then we could attack over there, or we could double attack here. I think we go for the aggressive double attack. So these are rolling 2 dice. I'm actually just going to roll them both together because it's a double attack, and we are looking for 5s and 6s. 5s do 1 damage, and then the 6 does actually 4 damage. So that's going to be 5 damage in total onto that alchemite. Sorry, yeah, 5 damage. So that'll bring this one up to 6. So the alchemite warforger does have a total of 18, so he's pretty chunky. But you know, we're starting to see the damage come down, and we have killed 2 Skaven, so we are making some good progress. Okay, so this is the fun one. What we wanted to do was we wanted to move them to here. It's going to be the first, and then for their first attack, they are going to be rolling 5 dice, and they are doing 2 damage on a 5, and they're doing 5 damage on a 6. So we're kind of crit fishing, and we get no crits whatsoever. So we're just going to do 2 damage to that rat. And we did move, and we did act. Okay, let's see what we got left. Probably... Oh, we still have a few more here. Okay, so... Activate this guy? No. He's safe. We're probably playing slightly better if we activate this guy over here. So he is still within the 3-inch range. So he is going to be rolling 4 dice. We're going to attack. That crit is going to do 3 damage, which brings the rat up to 8, which kills it. So that's good. And if I had been smarter, I would have kept that 3 dice reprieve, like I'd been talking about earlier. But I did not. Okay, so that could have been used to heal. That may have been a mistake. I think what we're going to do now, though, is we are going to retreat. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Back it up. So that's going to mean that rat's going to, when the rat activates, it's going to have to move. Right, what do we got? We got another red. So we've only got 3 rats left, right? So this is the last rat to activate. So it is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So to move 6 inches, and then it is going to attack. So it's attacking with 3 dice, getting 1 attack, and the 4s do not hit because the rats are. I think everyone is essentially strength 3 and toughness 4. Okay. We still do have a dice in here. Or, well, we've got a few. So I'm going to activate him, and then I'm going to point out we do have another red to line that up there. Okay, but we've got this guy here. So he is activating with 4 dice. He's going to get the 2 attacks in. I really wish there was a way to give him more wounds. We might look at defending him for later, but okay. If we can get 6 damage in over these 2, that would be good. So we're looking for 5s and 6s. I'm looking for 6s. That is 5 and a 6. So that will do 4 damage over here. That brings that to 6. So we've got a shot at killing that soon. Okay, let's have a look where we are. So we're about to end turn 2. I'm just going to fetch these dice to have them ready. Let's pull down my camera so we can have a quick look at the action. All right, so yeah, we're still in a bit of a brawl here. That is a wounded rat, but also a very wounded Steelhelm. All the major heroes are kind of good. Yeah, but the Alchemite Warforgers a little bit tricky to actually use the range abilities, kind of what they're for. Didn't like the use of the ability, probably won't use it anymore. Oh yeah, holding his own, holding his own. So what we are going to end up doing is we are going to take 3 more rats, and these are lined up in order. So we're going to be taking these 3 rats here. And we are going to randomly assign them to their zones. So that is 1, 2, 3 at the far end, and that is 4, 5, 6 down at this end. So 4, 5, 6. All right, so first one is going to be 4, 5, 6. Second one is going to be 1, 2. Then here. And then third one is going to be... And I am going to pause briefly. Okay, that was a brief intermission. We are back, and we're going to put our light down to hopefully brighten it up a little bit. Ooh, can we do from the other side? Yeah, that might be a little bit better. Okay. All right, so we are back. So these are all dead. Okay, so we're about to start a new turn. So what we're going to do is we're going to count up. We have 6 Skaven, so we're going to need 6 red. We'll get that one, that one, get that one, and we still have our 5 heroes. 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, these are going to go into the bag. We're going to shake it up real good. We are going to roll hero dice. 8 dice. Okay, what do we got? Oh, okay, we've got a triple. So that's the first triple we've seen. So we're going to turn that into a quad. And then we've got a double 5 and a double 1. So, now this is tricky. So what I really want to do is I want to use that quad with my best fighter, who is the Marshal. No, I should be using that triple for healing. That's what I should be doing. Okay, so we're going to take that and make that a 5. So we're going to go for 2 heals. We're going to try 2 heals? No, 1 heal. Ah! Decisions. Okay, so we have a triple already. We have a double to trigger the Marshal, which is kind of what we're going to do. Then we have a natural triple, which we're going to use to heal. We have a double here. Yeah, let's make another double. Okay, so we're going to have 3 doubles. One will be to give the boost to the Marshal. these two will both to get extra attacks with our heroes, and then the triple is going to be to use retrieve. So what we want to do is this steel helm here. We want to get him away from the target, so he can then heal up. Now, there's always a risk that we're going to pull a red token first, and that rat is going to attack. So, and yeah, this is kind of one of the reasons that we kind of need to have some sort of order. If we just were picking whatever was convenient for us, we would avoid that rat. But really, if we get a red one, the first thing that we should be doing is we should be activating that rat to try to kill. Right, I'm gonna put this back up. Make sure we don't make a mess. Okay, that looks good. And we're gonna play out this turn. So I think this is turn 3. And first is a hero, thankfully. Okay, so which do we go for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay, so I have 2 options here. I could try activate this hero here, or I could try activate him and see if we can get 2 damage. I don't think we're going to get 2 damage with him, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate her. So she is not going to use the double. So he's going to use a double. That's going to be a double. We've got 3 doubles. Double, double. That's going to be triple. So we could use a double. Just to make sure. I don't think we need it. Okay. I don't think we need it, he said. Almost certainly dooming it. Okay, so she has 4 dice normally. We haven't activated the command or the marshal yet, so we are going to be slightly down what we would like to be, but does 2 and 3 damage. Yeah, so that's that. Right, so the 3 damage takes that rat out. We are done. So has activated once. Hasn't used any abilities yet. Think we are gonna move just so she's in front here. So that just kind of protects our steel helm. Okay, we're gonna draw another token out. What do we have? We have red. Okay, so in this case, we've got 2 fighters who can do an assault, so that would be a double attack. Now, the alchemist has taken the most wounds, but has the most wounds left, has 12 left. So we've actually probably got a better shot here. So that particular little guy is going to go and stabby twice. So I'll just grab an extra dice. We'll roll all 6 all at once. So looking for 5s and 6s, do 1s and 3s. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so that is going to be 6 damage. Is going to take our steel helm up to 8, which is quite the spicy. Maybe we should have gone for 2 triples. Okay, now we know. And that was both the attacks. So that rat has activated. Let's see what else we get. We're looking for a hero. Okay. Okay, so right now we've got 2 rats on either side. Think what we're going to do is we're going to activate our marshal. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. If he moves to here, he'll still be 3 hexes away from everyone. Okay, so let's do that. And then he is going to activate his double. So that means that everyone next to him is going to get +1 attack. Unfortunately, it's not going to help him. He is rolling 3 dice. It is strength 5 and does 3s and 5s. And he is hitting on 3s plus. So that is actually just going to do 9 damage, which will kill that guy outright. That worked out okay. So we are down 2, which means we are going to be spawning in the Skritch, who is the storm vermin. I keep saying storm vermin. Stormfiend. Stormfiend. I did say it in the video talking about it, but I meant Stormfiend. It's going to be Stormfiend with the grinder fist, so the melee murder thing. But we'll be worrying about that next turn. Okay, so we are activating. Oh, hold on. There. We are activating a rat at this stage. So at this point, we kind of want to do safe activations, if that makes sense. I feel that this activation is probably safest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So puts him behind the other rat. Does actually let him get a stab in if he wants. Next turn. So it's a good position to be in. Another rat. So again, what we want to do, and actually this one's kind of interesting. So if we take this guy here, normally what I would suggest is that they would stay outside of melee range, but in this case they've already activated. So getting into melee range is advantageous against a unit that our fighter hasn't activated yet. The red one, we'll do the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's a choice here, which I think is quite interesting. This guy's scary. This guy's got less wounds left because he starts on less. So, or she starts on left. So we're actually going to move up into melee there. Now we're about to enter into a bit of a weird bit. Oh, sorry, I pulled 2 by mistake, but we're just going to activate 2 heroes back to back. There's actually no rats left that can activate. So it was still 1 token, but no rats left to activate. So we are going to get 3 back to back. So who do we have left? 1, 2, 3. Alchemite. Oh, okay. So we've got a big heal here. So I think what we do is we activate the guy with 8 wounds first, or who's taken 8 first. We're going to use this double to give him an extra dice on the attack. So he would normally be attacking with 3. He is getting a bonus from the marshal, which is the extra 1. And then we're giving him, is it onslaught? Yeah, we'll give him an extra dice. He's looking for 5s and 6s, so he does get a 5 and he does get a 6. So these guys do 1, 3, so that is going to be 4 damage going down on Skaven in front of him. But then we are going to take our 3-inch retreat. We are then going to activate this guy. Oh, wait, no, we're activating the big guy. Yeah, we'll activate him because he's going to have a bigger block. He's got like a lot more wounds to take this in here. And we don't know where the Stormfiend is going to spawn yet. Okay, so we've got there. Okay, and Alchemite Warforger in melee is 3 dice, 3 strength, 2s and 3s. He is getting the +1. We're going to give him a double again for an extra +1, so he's rolling 5 dice. And he's doing 2s and 3s, looking for 5s and 6s. It's 2 5s, so that's 4 damage. 4 damage is enough to kill that Skaven. So that one's gone. And then the last fighter that we're going to activate is going to be this one here. And we're going to spend the 666 for the reprieve. So I'll bring that 1 dice of wound. His first action is going to be to move, and then his second action is going to attack. So we've spent all the dice already. They're all gone. He gets 3 dice naturally, and then 1 from the marshal, who I think is really doing well. But unfortunately, we get no hits. Okay, so that was the end of... Is this turn 3? You can tell me. First thing we need to do is we need to bring us back up to 6. So you can see we've killed 3. There are 6 left. So let's assign them in order. The first one is going to 1, 2, 3 down here. The one that matters, so this is the Stormfiend, is going to 4. I think I was putting 4 down here last time. And then 6 is going to be this rat here. So there is actually 1 rat left to spawn on if I kill one. Now this is a scary rat. So to give the numbers, it's move 5, toughness 5, 35 wounds, melee range is 1. It is 4 dice, strength 5. So all of a sudden that toughness is going to matter. So we're probably going to want to trigger our Sergeant Arms to try buff the toughness of everybody else. And then, yeah, 5 strength. So, yeah, it'll be hitting with lots. And it does 4 and 8. So it could just horribly murder people, unfortunately. Okay, so we're going to scoop up all of these. Did activate everyone, didn't we? Yes, it is. I think we do. Okay, so 5 heroes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. One left in the bag. 5 and 6. Oh. Yeah, okay. Alright, so things are going to get a bit scary here because that Stormfiend is quite terrifying. Alright. How are we doing? Okay, so we're going to start activating. Oh, we need to roll dice first. Let me refresh that bag. So my 8 hero dice. So again, we're kind of looking for high value triples would be my preference here. And we're not really getting them. We do need some doubles too, though. Okay, so I'm going to take that double and turn into a 6. And we'll try get some of these guys boosted as soon as we can. Because, yeah, that scary model can literally just cleave through people. All right, so first activation, I am going to activate here. Let's activate. My Warforger is one too close, so he can't actually do a ranged attack there. Failed me for the last time, my Warforger. I kind of want to keep that triple to the end. Worried about this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right now it cannot. Oh, sorry, it moves 5. So it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So it would be move 2, and then it would be move 3 after that. Right. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. Let's move 5. So right now it can't get into melee. So we can try start clearing out things that we have. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to move this guy to here. We are going to spend the double. So we've got a double 2 here that we can get rid of. And God, that was the only double we had. Great. So that double. Or do we activate the other one to? Yeah, so he's not going to close yet. Okay, so we're looking at focusing on doing damage first. Okay, so the Marshal triggers his ability and is going to roll his 3 dice, attacking that clanrat beside him. 4s will hit, and we are doing 3s and 5s. So 3s and 5s is the perfect combination. That is 8. That is a dead rat. And that is his activation over. Okay, now we've got a red. So in this case, we want to activate damage where possible. Moving these guys in at the far can be kind of safe, but at the same time, it does leave them at risk of being attacked. This is a free attack, so that's a good one. But this one I think is a little bit more pressing because his buddy just got slaughtered. So we're going to activate him. He is going to roll his 3 dice, and he's going to roll the 3 dice twice. So we'll add an extra dice in. So it's going to be attack. And we are looking for 5s and 6s, so we just get that 1 damage. So we're not doing a lot, but we're starting to make it work. And that was the double activation. It was an assault. Another red. Okay, so yeah, as we said, this one here is good. So these rats actually roll slightly less dice. Still looking for the same numbers, 5s and 6s, but they do 4 damage on. They do 4 damage on a crit. So Alchemite Warforger is a chunky model though. It does have 18 wounds, which I think is probably important in this format. Well, yeah, the damage is starting to kind of clock up. Okay, we're activating another hostile. So if we activated him, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move 6. So he'd probably want to move to about here, which isn't great. The others could then move in and attack him. This guy down here, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he has the Alchemite Warforger in range. So he's going to do that. 1, 2. Oh no, just outside of range. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's about as far as you can get. That's fine. Oh. Did I? Made a mistake. Let me just count up what's left. One guy did get killed, so we should have 1, 2. Got 3 red left in it. That makes sense. Okay, so I just pick that one up straight. Okay, what do we got? We got hero. Let's activate her. So she is 4 dice plus 1 dice for Marshall. And we're going to try get this rat down from full. So 2s and 3s on 5s and 6s. Okay, so that's 3 damage done. And we'll make that roll again. It's a hit and a crit. So that brings us up to the 8. So in a rat splat. Not bad. Okay. Another hero activating. Oh! Okay, that may have been a mistake on my part. It looked like the right thing to do, but that did actually line up that rat at the end for the the Alchemite Warforger. So he finally gets to use his range attack. So yeah, it normally it's 3 to 7. So that would be 1, 2, 3. So that is considered out because it rounds up, and then 4, 5, 6, 7. Essentially, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he would get those two. So we've just got squeezed out. So he's going to double attack. Does get 2 dice for the attack. So we're going to roll 4 in total, and does 3 and 6 damage on hits and crits. So that's a 3 and a 6. So we're just going to blast that rat into oblivion. That worked out quite well. Okay. Rat gets to activate. I'm trying to hold off on Skritch as long as we can. So instead, we is going to activate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I feel like. Oh, can we do it better? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's do that. So we're not going to go into melee because that guy hasn't activated yet. But we are going to try go for the weakest target. That's what we're doing here. Okay, let's double check camera, see if we're okay. We okay, camera? Look like we are. All right, drawing another one. Oh, I put that down. So the last one we have is Skritch to activate. We're just going to empty out the rest. So we do have 1 red. That is a case of people getting killed. All right, so we've got Skritch. So Skritch is a it is a Stormfiend. It is a Stormfiend with grinder fists. So it's move 5. So I think it's just going to try get into melee, right? So 1, 2 for the first activation. So it's an it's an odd movement value. So the first one gets rounded down and the second one gets rounded up. Now in this case, this particular fighter has activated. So we're okay with getting to melee with it. We wouldn't want to get into melee with the others, for example, because they haven't activated. Now, the goal of this particular mission is just to take down that Stormfiend, so we're totally happy with dumping men into it and going crazy. Now, that one isn't going to get activated. We now have 2 fighters left to activate, and those are those 2 guys in the middle. So let's start by activating this guy here, because we know we want to heal him. So that's a heal. And I guess we move and we attack the rat. Now, arguably, attacking this rat might not be the best approach, because we're hoping to get rid of the Stormfiend. Stormfiend, or Skritch in this case, is the real target. But, you know, may as well try to kill it while we can. So it'd normally be 3 dice. We get 4 dice because the commander's beside us. We have just moved, so we're just going to get the 1 attack. Ooh. And so we're doing 1s and 3s, so we're going to do 4. Okay, so that's starting out. And then the last one to activate is going to be here. Now, this one's a bit of a weird one. We're probably going to move into melee like this. It's a little scary, but that's what big damn heroes do, I guess. We are getting the 4 attacks. Now, in this case, the Stormfiend... Well, the Stormfiend has toughness 5. We're attacking with 3. We've attacking Skaven of toughness 4 before, because they got shields. It didn't make a difference. So we're looking for 5 and 6s. Damn it, went the wrong way. Okay, so so that is we're doing 6 damage. So I'm gonna have to use a few of these. So we've got some good damage down on the start. That's not bad. And we have activated all the heroes. All the heroes are still alive. We have 1 rat to bring in, and that rat is coming in at number 1. I think it was there. So okay, now we've got a slight change of pace here. So that's 1 for this rat. That's 2, 3, 4. So we only have 4 rats on the board, while we have 5 heroes. So we are slightly more likely to draw heroes when we do this. I'm just gonna grab some cinematic shots. You're probably sick of the shaky cam at this stage, but you're gonna have to put up with it. So yeah, we can see here Skritch as finally getting in. 6 is out of 35, so he has taken some wounds. Hopefully we're going to be able to activate the plus toughness from the Sergeant at Arms, and that'll really, really help. Then if we can stack that ability. The dream was to use the Alchemite Warforger to get the triple off, and use it on a Sergeant at Arms, and then roll a ton of dice. But it's only on the first attack, so yeah, it doesn't look like it's worthwhile. And then we have a little bit of action over here, so that Skaven is almost dead. That one is still fresh. Alchemite Warforger has another 8 wounds left, so it's plenty. So this corner, I think, was where the real fight is. That Marshal is going to move over to that skull, and yeah, and hopefully we'll be able to finish it out. Okay, so the next thing to do, and don't forget, we do have 35 wounds to get through, so there is a chunk of damage still to go. First thing to do is we are going to roll up our special abilities. Hero dice. Okay, what do we have? There's 2 5s, 2 1s, 2 4s. Okay. Now, we do want a double for the Marshal. We probably want doubles for anyone else next to them. I feel like we're going flat out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this triple. So we're going to have 4 doubles. We might have liked a quad if we could have got it, but we are where we are. Okay. And then shake up the bag. So there's a good chance that we are going to get a hero first. If we do, we are going to activate our... Ooh. Do we activate the Marshal, or do we activate the Sergeant at Arms? because Skritch is going to want to activate as soon as possible. I think we're gonna take the damage hit a little bit. So they're all toughness 4, so it will mean they're going to take less damage. So we are going to use the double on the Sergeant at Arms, which is going to give cast-like formation until the end of the battle round. Add 2 to toughest characteristic friendly fighters with the Cities of Sigmar faction rune mark while they're within 3 inches of this fighter. So 3 inches is going to be 1, 2, 3, and anyone there. So it is only going to be these, but that's kind of where it matters. So we're going to do that. We use this double 1. I'm not sure if the numbers are going to matter, but we'll get that out of the way. And then we are going to take some attacks. So it's going to be a double attack. We may as well just roll all of them all at once. Ooh, my light went. Oh, shame. So yeah, 4 dice, double attack, and we're going in after the marshal. Or sorry, after the Stormfiend, so Skritch. So it is toughness 5, so we are looking for 5 and 6s no matter what. And there's a 5, there's a 5, and there's 2 6s. Ooh, nice. So it's 2s and 3s, so we're just after dropping an extra 10 damage there. So we're early days, but we've got 16 damage on the table. That is nice. All right, let's see what we draw out of the bag. Another hero. Fantastic. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to activate the marshal. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's going to move around. We're going to pop this double 3. And this is giving the bonus to everybody else, so it's not going to be an advantage. It's not going to give him an advantage, at least not this turn. Oh, never, but it'll help. It won't help that much at all. Well, 1, 2, 3. It'll help there. So maybe it is worth it. Does it only work on melee? Will it help the rousing speech characteristics of melee? It's only melee. Okay. I don't think we need the help. I think instead we use the double to get an extra dice. And we can do that with everyone. But I think the marshal's extra dice might be a little bit more impactful. So he is strength 5, so he is 4, 5, and 6. So there's a 4 and a 5, so that's going to be 2 hits, and he does 3 when he hits. So that is a extra 6 damage. So that is 22 damage. I'm just going to change this to a 2 and those to 5s. 22 damage so far. Actually, do I probably have a d20. Hold on. But d20s don't go up to that high. Anyway. Okay. It's fine as is. I guess I needed a d30, didn't I? Alright, so we've activated the marshal. He moved in, he attacked. We're going to pull something out. So this is time for Skritch to act. There are other reasons, but yeah, we just want to murder something. So that guy beside Skritch is going to get targeted, the one who hasn't activated yet. He rolls 4 dice. We're going to split these up because he might be able to kill one and then move over to somebody else. The armor boost, toughness boost is going to mean he is equal. So it's 4, 5, and 6s. No, he's under because the 4 toughness got buffed to 6. So he's on 5s and 6s, but he's still doing 4 and 8. So that's a 4 and an 8, which will instantly kill that steel helm, giving us the first casualty of the day. And we still have wounds left over. Now, in a situation like this, the AI that I've recommended will always say go for what you can kill. Kill what you can eat. And in this case, it's going to do the same over there. So 5s will hit. Not going to turn to 6, is it? No. 5s will hit, and it is going to do 4 damage. So that'll lock that up to 5. But Sergeant at Arms still has a chunk of health left. So Sergeant at Arms still has 12 overall. So it is 35 they need to get to. So there is a lot of killing left in that Stormfiend. We draw another token. See what we get. Okay, it is white. We could withdraw here, but we're not going to. We can move around. We still have doubles. Okay, let's start simple. This is going to be attack here. We're going to take that double 4, give him an extra dice. He is getting he's not getting extra dice from Marshall, but so the 3 dice go to 4, and he has 1s and 3s. So look, some 5s and 6s. So that is 3 damage. We're going to have to do another one to finish him off, and then that 5 will get me that last point damage. So that Skaven is gone, but we have activated this guy here. We get to activate a hero again. Okay. Let's pull this down. The action is becoming kind of tight at this point. So yeah, the only one left to activate is actually the guy there. So do we move him back? So I think what we do is we do a double move, 1, 2, and then that lines him up for the ranged attack. The double isn't going to help, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully the Alchemite Warforged will just be able to kill it. So he rolls 2 dice and he does 3s and 6s, and it is a strength 3. So no, we fluff it all. Okay, and then we still have some dice, so that's going to be. This is a move up to here situation, and then attack. So again, we're looking at the numbers. This guy's got less, so the 2 dice, 2 6s, that's 8 damage. So this poor guy does get killed. He was 6s. So yeah, 6s didn't care about the numbers one way or the other. There, that's there. And then the last token that we're going to be using, we have lost someone, unfortunately. So no activating for them. It's going to be that guy down there. So he's just going to move up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So might get in on the action next turn, but not straight away. Okay, so where are we at? So I'm going to put that token down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we're on a 50-50 situation. Most people are fresh. I think if Skritch can activate first, though, that might be a problem. So, okay, we need to roll up some abilities. Okay, let's see what we get. See, it's double 4. It's triple 5. We turn the triple 5 into a quad? Or do we get some more doubles? Okay, so the double is definitely going to be good for. Okay, I think we've lost enough guys. Yeah. The extra activation is probably where it's at. So we're going to change that to a quad. See where it goes. See what we draw. Right. Out of the bag. First token for the turn is going to be Skritch. Oh, he's got his own token there as well, but it is going to be Skritch. He is going to try kill the man-at-arms beside him. So I think we were saying Skritch was on 3 dice? 4 dice? It's 4 dice for the Stormfiend. And the strength is 5 compared to the man-at-arms, or sergeant arms 4. So yeah, 4 dice. And 4s are doing damage. 4s are doing 4 damage. Okay, so 4 damage brings the sergeant arms to 9. Still a little bit left, but I suspect this next attack is probably going to do it. So it is 2 hits, and the hits we were saying were for 3, so that's going to be an extra 6. Forget my numbers. For 4. That's okay. Yeah, dead. Splat. Right, and we search in the bag again. Okay. So we have a double and we have a quad. So in this case, what do we do? Good lord. We've only got the 2 to activate. So we've got the Alchemite Warforger and we've got the Marshal. Activating the Marshal is going to get us a little bit more damage because it's 3s and 5s. Alchemite Warforger is kind of poo in combat. Still 3 dice. Strength 3 and 2s. Well, it's not terrible. Strength 3, 2s and 3s. But do we prefer them at range? Oh, they're not going to be able to fire into range. But do we want them to... Tricky one. Think we are... Do we just let the Marshal go to town? We let the Marshal go to town. Okay, so the Marshal going to activate. The Marshal is going to waste the quad, basically just giving himself an extra attack. So he is going to rampage. And this means it's an extra attack. It is strength 5 versus toughness 5. So it's 4, 5s, and 6s. He is rolling 3 dice. We're going to roll all of them together. And he's going to get an extra 3. Oh, got over there. He's going to get an extra 3 dice for the attack. Okay. So Marshall does 3s and 5s. And yeah, we might have a chance. We might have a chance. So 3s and 5s. So that's 10 there. So 10 damage brings that all up to 32. And then this hit is an extra 3 damage. That's going to take it up to 35. So the Marshal takes out Skritch, and that ends the mission. Not too bad. We probably could throw a few more rats into it, I think. I don't think this was a particularly well optimized hero warband. I have played this a few times before. I was playing them with the Chosen Axes, and in this case I did actually add 2 more clanrats into it to up the difficulty a little bit more. I mean, once Skritch got on the table, things kind of went pear-shaped. So we did lose half the warband. If it went on for another round, maybe we would have been losing a lot more. Hard to say. But yeah, I enjoyed playing through this. I hope you enjoyed watching and listening to me. And yeah, I highly recommend trying this out yourself. Tell me how it went for you. If you got some kind of nice combos, it's probably a good way to discover things like that you don't really like the Alchemite Warforger, although that's probably something we knew from our review. Sometimes the abilities just are meh, they're just not great. But yeah, it's kind of fun to get them out in action and see what we think. I do feel this is the kind of thing that you could play a few times yourself, and maybe up the difficulty and up the challenge, and kind of see how far you can push it and what kind of combos you can get. So yeah, as I said, the original idea of this was to have the Sergeant at Arms kind of buff the strength. The Marshal was going to be buffing the attacks, and then we were trying to use the Alchemite Warforger, his ability to get triples, but that didn't quite work. The range on the Alchemite Warforger also wasn't great. That 2 hexes being unable to attack was kind of rough, and not being able to attack into melee was kind of rough in this particular one. But yes, yeah, as I said, I enjoyed myself. I hope you enjoyed listening to this. And yeah, if you've got ideas on ones that we could do or ways we could change this particular mission to up the difficulty, or if you've tried it and you died, please do tell me. That is also great feedback. And yeah, hope you have a good week. Thanks for making it all the way to the end. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Each week I put up a new video talking about one of Games Workshop's specialist games. The goal is always to try and make the best possible two-player experience. If this is something you'd find interesting, please subscribe to the channel and comment to let me know what you'd like to see in future.